Life on Mars. Before the 19th centuries, there's a lot of stories happens just about telling the aliens and which is the encounters between the humanity with some important and different ways of what they are doing for. But not really any ways of that. It's been happening and it's not no longer become the real truth, but no one know. Yes, that's not the real things that you know. It's of course not sure about that. You can still be up ahead, but still with no talking about these. You know, life on Mars. Of course, there is a lot of doubt or something about these, just about the life on Mars. But what you are looking for is not what is always like the people like us. Of course, as everyone know, if there's a life on Mars, there must be aliens. Yes. But you know, it's not only the people is living on Earth for people do not know that these aliens is not the people like us. They are not living on us and they are different with us. So have a look of them, but please really be careful because you know 74% of what is called nitrogen. But really don't care about that. Just care about how it can be done just to be free of out the world. We are breathing by oxygen, but they are breathing by carbon dioxide. But that's not really the truth. What is calling carbon dioxide is just a new ways of darkness using into the center of what is the Martian is about. Yes, if there are lives on Mars, but all as we all know, no one knows that there's a real life or real just before the head of what is the life on Earth. The life on Earth is just like us, just like what we are breathing in oxygen, eating the food which is with cooked, drinking the water and something like that. But maybe the things happen. It is so surprising that maybe the life on Mars don't need to breathe, or don't need to eat, or don't need to drink. That's just they are talking about it with the long light of what I'm seeing today. You know, in of League of Legends today, I have a really funny story. No, not really. I'm really proud of myself, but really hate. But really hate, and be so stressed because of the team bit. There are two things happen. The first, I test Mod 5 with the first time going into the Summoner's Rift, and I have the S rank. Yes, I have the S, and I support for my friends in ADC, AD carriers. It is Jean, yeah, with the ultimate of 4 ammo speech ups. And now, yes, I'm really powerful. Yes, and I have triple kill also, which just is making me in the first test of the mount fight have S, a really powerful ultimate with the E, W, and Q is usually cause damage too, and that's so be amazing of what is talking about the ultimate. It is really powerful, and the second time that my friends support, I support for my friend, and this is have the beautiful words from him. Is the sort of way of playing basketball. But life on Mars different. That's just in Mount Fight Ultimate. That's not going up and airborne like Mount Fight, which is also a help with Joshua. Oh, but not really care about these. The Ultimate is different with like what is we are talking about in the ways of transfer. But everyone is thought that where this keeping on the ice is just like Joshua having the ultimate with all of the third kill from Joshua, and of course, which is calling about is where's airborne with a short time, but it's hard to use the ultimate. What is showing that you have to eat with like all of your power things, not really like that. But the first that's a really good for me, which is just about S in the first test in Summoner's Rift. But not really the first thing, but then in the next, I'm not proud of myself anymore. Why? Yes, Katarina, which is not very powerful. Yes. No, I'm not fit, but I'm not powerful. Just 2 for 2. Yeah, so stupid. Was I'm lose the road with Joshua. Yeah, but how can I win the road? Just because, I just usually need to have jungle. But no need like that. I shouldn't use Katarina really much. Now I'm no, I usually have to practice as it's hard like anything. But no way. Just because it's so hard. But I don't want to use all of my power knowledge just to using a Katarina and now I want to leave her alone. No. Yes, as all of my things happen, I never can do it like as is powerful ways. But I really want to be good at this and it's really hard. Just know how to use it's really hard. Yes, it's hard is middle in what I'm using. Joshua is easier, yeah. Talon is much more easier. But Katarina, how can I be good at this? How can I in the most of this and really best? Now you have to teach, and Joshua too. Joshua is easier. Yes, actually, really easier. But Katarina, please. Now, how can this be done? It's so stupid with just the ultimate of crazy ways. Here's 2 for 2. I don't know how to use. How can I win the road? Just one time I want to win. But what is the road calling about? Just 4 vs 5 feeder? No, please. Not really the life on Mars is like that. Martians do not like that, and I do not like to feed and lose the road like as everyone the Martians do not like to drink water or eat the cooked food. It's like you can't make the bear eat the cooked food like like it's like bread or something like that. Not really jam. And I do not like to lose the road too. Yes, Joshua is not really powerful and I can't be win the road. But it's hard. How this can be done? Just to figure out how to play Katarina. Please, really hard and I need to use this in all of my skillfulness. That's really hard. I need someone to teach me everything. He is, but I do not have time. Just I can practice by myself. Every expert usually practice by themselves. But now it's too hard. It's not too hard, but as every situation of Martians is hard, yeah. Because of Katarina, usually have the skills of hunting, really crazy things, which is just falling about the central. But this afternoon, I just see that there's the things different between these. How it can be EW and it's so slow like this. As every time I E and I W, it's just in the way I'm ending. That's so hard of what is calling the messengers of major activities in Martians. That's not true of what they are using about. Yes, and the third and the fourth and the fifth, I usually play Aram, and in the Talon's ways. Yes, I have 3 of the teammate is AFK. Yes, leave the team, and just 2, Varus and me, can the team, but we still lose. I don't know why I don't remember just to report that. Yeah, I forget. So really forget just to report 3 of the AFK. Now what is happening? Was just using Ari? Yes, and Joshua and Master G. Yeah, why they AFK? Why? Yeah, just Talon for AD. Yeah, no support. Now you have to really see the real truth that just ADC can do nothing. But actually, the last I'm really powerful with the rank of A. Yes. And month 5 is S. The first time test is S. You can see what's going on between this test to the real life. Now as I can play Katarina like this is a really powerful ways just I can do. But it's hard for Katarina. Now it's just can be done with the combo. Yes, I want to leave her alone. Riven to really lose the road. Now it can be like that. Just Riven lose the road, Joshua lose the road, Katarina lose the road. Yes, as I usually play. China B lose the road too. Now what in the win? Malphite? Yes, it's too easy. Not that long, it's easy too. Yes, so how can I practice with all of these without losing and do not feeding? Yes, I don't want to lose every time, but the Martians don't want to. What the Martians is do is not they are telling the truth with us. The truth is there is no life on Mars, as everyone thought. But maybe can just some surprise things happen, like just have as in the first testing today. But the way not is usually the ways of the thing every happens in our life. There's some surprise things that can't imagine and you have all invited. As you see, the gene for the first time? No way. Malphite for the first time? Yes. But not Katarina. As everyone thought of this, the Malphite is really easy just for being S. And I have 3 headaches with no key. Now, I just have 3 species of key. 2 pieces of keys. And I need 1 more to have 1 key. Yes, and 3 headaches don't have the key. How can I just use that? That's really hard. How? Really S with Malphite? Oh, you know what? That's different. But how can this be done? It's not like everyone thought of this. The Martians. Now, tell me the way for Katarina. In the I report of every time playing Aram, I usually just afraid of what is being done. Yes, for one thing I have Cayenne for Aram. Yes, really good. But crazy just for A+. And you know the things happen? Yes, the things happen that I really don't like. Is well, as a report, I never win that Aram anytime. Yes. When I started to use that, when for a long time use a lot of ways, I never win. Now how can it be? Now, the first things happen. I have a lot of magians now. The first magians is practice of Joshua and Katarina. The second is being good at Revenge Darius, and Malphite is okay now. Revenge Darius, yes, Cayenne is okay. Is to Revenge Darius, just you to practice the second things. The first is middle, have Katarina and Joshua. The second for top have Darius and Revenge. And for the third things, I am saving monies for graves, for going jungle. And now I'm good at these too, so I don't need really. Just so for gank. Just start from bread, go to the bird, and then go to the green, and then eat the fox, and then eat the ghost. Yeah, ghost or what? Yes, and gank. From that I gank usually a lot and just come back to jungle when I need to farm. And what is usually do is farming center. Also not really care about it. Just one farm for one shot, I will win the road. But I really want to win the road, not because of jungle, because of my skill. Now please tell. How can I win the road every time? Yes, when I miss expert, I will still win. It's just stun. Yes, but I don't want to use stun, and I don't know how to use stun too. Just being spray. How can use is be just to showing it off. Really hard way, just to use of what is airborne for ultimate of Joshua. Not really. Now it's 13, and now I'm looking at this is 56 seconds, and I'm using of 333 megabytes. Oh, really nice nice number. And left of 2075. Okay, what to do? Do not care about this. Now the things happen is image how to play Katarina and Joshua for winning the road first. Saving money is not a really problem. Now I have more than 1,000 these gold. And just for supper, I will have grapes. Really fast. Yes, Nocturne. Yes, today I go on the level of 25 and I can pick the pieces of Nocturne. But I don't really want. So I sell it for taking the gold. Plus 60 gold. Just for saving for grapes. And then I want to practice of Z. It's all I am playing is really hard, and I want to practice it's really hard. But if I am boss at this, it's very really powerful, and pentakills is not the very, and pentakill is not the hard things as everyone thought like that. If you are the boss of some hard things, like Echo, do you know? Yes, Echo is the really hard metal to play, but it's hard. But when you are boss at it and you just know how to play it well, now let's see the what things happen the next. Yes, pentakill is like when you're eating rice. How many rice in a dinner you have? More than 5,000? Yeah. So in 1 year, 5,000 times of pentakill is not a rare things. But if you are boss at it, and as if you just play some easy things, just like month fight or something like that. Yes, the first time you are good at it already, but not never can be. Yes, maybe can if you are good, really good. But you want to be really good at month fight. You have to practice a lot. Just you want to have pentakill with month fight. The really things happen was very hard. But just not everyone thought of these. If you want to have things, there and have if the things like China me can have, it's easy, but it can have. But really, I want to play the hard way. The hard way showed my respect to this way. How people like Joshua is very hard, but why? He is really powerful. When you boss of these, you can use the E like the master and no one can catch you. Now Katarina too. But now I'm not expert. I usually lose the road. But what is the next thing happen? The merchants used to talk with me. That's not the truth. Now it's just what time is it now? Tell me. Yes, but my relatives is sleeping now. You have to see this time there is a sound which is next to me, but not really care about it. If you teach me how to play Katarina and Joshua first, yes, and I show you a lot of interesting things. Please, 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 and I'm talking with you. You can help me. Please, you help. When you see a people, just please a lot. Yes, that is I really need help from you. Just like Martin, they really need help. What to using? Go to the, what the enhancements of the aliens to the small pieces of airplane in Vietnam. This thing happens. It's not the way that you are doing about, but it's the way that you're catching your life. But do not forget about this. How about the way? Just the malfight. Yes, and I really want, really want just to use the things happen. And I have really goes in Katarina and Joshua first. When I'm best at this, I can proud when I go to the rank. But that's a long time more. How can be really good at this? Just for showing off EW ultimate and wait for his stop and then Q and E more. Here's the difference. If what's wrong if you're using these things to the next people? Yes, what's wrong if they do not run? If they do not run, it will be fail, and you will die. Not really interesting things happen. How can you win this? Yes, just how to flash and a lot of things more. But not really. If they have the W and have all the ultimate in the body, they will cause a lot of damage too. Yes, a lot of. And you have QE one more, yes, dead. But how? Yes, it's just talking in mouth. How it can be. Just to win the road without ultimate? Now let's see. That's not easy for you. If you are W too early, it can be full style like I'm using today. It's full style what I'm stand. Yes, it's like I'm using W first, but not really. Now it's really hard to play, and you have to think about what things happen when you use that. Now the new combo Katarina does have all that. It's not hard and does have the things. It can't be like any. What it is? Now, really, you aren't good at this, so That's really having Katarina ways of playing. But what I'm telling about you is different. How it can just be so powerful just in this thing. No, not. It's very hard just because of the bloody pressure. And now the merchants is not only looking for their Joshua and just be looking at their skills of how they're using the effect.